Hi, this is B. Chiranjeevarao. KGBV, APREIS and AP Model Schools online classes program 2020-2021. Intermediate second year physics, unit test 1 on waves and ray optics. This is the evaluation class, and in this lesson we will discuss about the scheme of valuation of the test unit test 1. The test was given for 25 marks, and all very short answer questions are being given from the second lesson. All 8 marks questions are given from first lesson, and this is the all 4 marks questions given from the second lesson, ray optics. This is basing on the different questions given in the previous intermediate public examinations. That is why we can consider that this is the very important question paper, and you follow the scheme of valuation as well as the answers given for the corresponding questions. Now let us observe the question paper. See, for very short answer type questions, there will not be any choice. You have to answer each and every question. See, the first question is all these questions given from ray optics, because as per the previous experience observed in intermediate public examination papers, these are the questions, the most probable occurrence of these questions. The first one is, define power of a convex lens. What is its unit? So this is the first question. Second one, what is hypermetropia? How can it be corrected? The third question is, what is myopia? How can it be corrected? The fourth one is, a small angled prism of 4 degrees deviates a ray through 2.48 degrees. Find the refractive index of the prism. The fifth one is, define focal length and radius of curvature of concave lens. So these are the 5 questions. 5 2 marks, 10 total marks. There is no choice in this particular part, even in public examination. Now if you go to the second part, short answer type questions, each question carry 4 marks. But in this part, you have choice. But it's not 50% choice. I just gave here 50% choice. But you will not be given 50% choice. Only 8 questions will be given. Out of that, you have to answer 6 questions. Now, let us observe the second part, section B, short answer type questions. Explain the formation of mirage. Next question. 7th one is, with a neat label diagram, explain the formation of image in a simple microscope. And the 8th one is, explain the formation of rainbow. The 9th one is, define critical angle, explain total internal reflection using a neat diagram. So these are the questions given under 70% of the syllabus. And the 30% syllabus deleted part observed while giving this question paper. And the third part is section C, long answer type questions. Actually, I gave here 7 marks, but in public it will be given for 8 marks. So in public there are 3 questions, out of which you have to answer 2. But here I gave 50% option. So I gave 2 questions, and out of which you have to answer 1 question. All long answer questions given from waves. See the first lesson. The 10th question is, explain the formation of stationary waves in stretched strings and hence deduce the loss of transverse waves in stretched strings. And there will be a problem following with this main part, and the problem will be given for 2 marks. A string has a length of 0.4 meters and a mass of 0.16 gram. If the tension in the string is 70 newtons, what are the 3 lowest frequencies it produces when plucked. And the last question, 11th one is, explain the formation of stationary waves in air column enclosed in an open pipe. Derive the equations for the frequencies of harmonics produced. And in this question, there will be another part. Problem will be given for 2 marks from the same chapter. A closed argon pipe 70 centimeter long is sounded. If the velocity of sound is 331 meters per second, what is the fundamental frequency of vibration of the air column? So this is all regarding the question paper. Now let us observe the scheme of valuation for each question. The way in which you have to write, what is the way of awarding the marks or allotting the marks. Now let us observe this. Define, very short answer question. First one, define power of convex lens. What is its unit? See, there are 2 parts. One is definition of power and the second part is unit of the power of convex lens. So you have to separate the question in 2 parts. Power of lens, you have to write the neat definition. Power of a lens is defined as its bending ability and is measured as reciprocal of focal length in meters. So the power of lens is 1 by f expressed in meters, f expressed in meters. Sometimes you can also express the focal length in centimeters. Then you have to write power of lens P is equal to 100 by focal length in centimeters. So for which you will be awarded 1 mark. 1 mark will be given for this particular part. And the unit is the second part. Diopter is the unit. So you will be given another mark. So you need not write whatever I wrote here. You can write down with your own material, from your own material, whatever your lecturer is given or whatever the book you followed. But that should be very relevant to the given question. And next let us observe the second question. What is hypermetropia? How can it be corrected? Hypermetropia or farsightedness. So you have to first explain what is hypermetropia and then you have to explain how that can be corrected for 2 marks. The first part is hypermetropia. The light from a distant object arriving at the eye lens may get converged at a point behind the retina. So if you observe this figure, the object, the image formed by the eye lens is beyond the retina here. So what you have to do, this type of defect is called hypermetropia, and this carries 1 mark. And the next part is correction. To correct this, we have to keep a convex lens. This is also convergent lens between the eye and the object. See here, this is eye and this is object. P is object. So you have to keep the lens between eye and the object. So this will be converged to the retina and you will be seeing the object in a clear manner. So 2 parts. For every 2 marks question, you have to make the answer into 2 parts. The third one. What is myopia? How can it be corrected? Myopia, nearsightedness. The light from a distant object arriving at the eye lens may get converged at a point in front of the retina. In this case, see the object image found in front of the retina, P dash. So this type of defect is called myopia. It carries 1 mark. So correction. To correct this, we interpose a concave lens between the eye and the object. So we have to use the diverging lens. Here in this case, concave lens between eye and the object. So you will be getting the image formed exactly on the retina. So this carries 1 mark. So it is better you draw the necessary figure. Sometimes marks will be given for figures also. Next, fourth question. A small angled prism of 4 degrees deviates a ray through 2.48 degrees. Find the refractive index of the prism. For any problem given in 2 marks, there are 2 parts. Formula. Always you have to write the formula, required formula, which carries 1 mark. Substitution and result with units, suitable units. Substitution, result with suitable units will carry 1 mark. So in this problem, the data is given, the small angle of prism is given 4 degrees. And this is the DM, angle of deviation, 2.48 degrees. So you can find the angle of deviation is equal to, this is the formula, necessary formula for small angle prism. Angle of deviation is equal to A into mu minus 1. This mu is the refractive index of the material of the prism. So if you substitute, simplify this, mu minus 1 is equal to d by dm by A. Sometimes you will write down dm because this is the minimum deviation. That is equal to 2.48 by 4. That is equal to 0.62 after simplification. So mu is equal to 1 plus 0.62. Final answer is mu is equal to 1 plus 1.62. See, mu is the refractive index. It has no unit. That is why you need not write any unit for refractive index. Now the last question in section A. Fifth question. Define focal length and radius of curvature of a concave lens. See, there are 2 definitions, 2 parts. One is the focal length and the second one is radius of curvature. So focal length, for which carries 1 mark, and radius of curvature carries another mark. So you have to clearly write down in a separate paragraphs. So each one carries 1 mark. So focal length, the distance of principal focus from the optical center of the lens is called focal length of the lens. So this can be given 1 mark for this. Radius of curvature. Radius of curvature is the radius of the sphere from which the curved surface is taken apart. So this will also carry 1 mark. So this is how you have to write down the answers for each and every particular part of the question given. Now in the second section B, this is all, each question carries 4 marks. But these are short answer type. You have to explain in detail. See, the 6th question is explain the formation of mirage. So you have to draw the required figure, explanation, relevant explanation. What type of principle is actually used here. See the refraction, different types of densities of the medium, denser medium, rarer medium, next critical angle, total internal reflection. All these concepts you have to introduce in this question. So let us see the way in which you have to write down. For figure 1 mark will be awarded, and the explanation with the following concepts such as critical angle, the density of the medium, and the total internal reflection. These are the main concepts involved in this question. So you have to observe these questions and you have to explain your answer. Now let us see. In a desert, the sand becomes very hot during the daytime and it rapidly heats the layer of air which is in its contact. See, different layers of air connected with the sand, or different layers of air connected to the road. You need not take desert, you can take on road. So different layers of air you have to consider. So density of air decreases as a result. The successive upward layers are denser than lower layers. See what is happening here? The layer connected to the earth or ground or sand or road will be heated up more, and the top layers will be with less heat. So there is a different densities of layers. So the top layers have more density, and the layers which are connected to bottom layers which are connected to the sand or earth or road, they have less density. So when the light is traveling from top layer denser medium to lower layer rarer medium, this is the condition to satisfy the critical angle or the total internal reflection. Always light has to travel from denser medium to rarer medium. So top layers are considered as denser medium, and the lower bottom layers are considered as the rarer medium. So this condition is satisfied. When a beam of light traveling from the top of a tree enters a rarer layer, it is refracted away from the normal. It bends away from the normal. As a result, at the surface of layers of air, each time the angle of incidence increases, and ultimately a stage is reached when the angle of incidence becomes greater than the critical angle between the two layers. The incident ray suffers total internal reflection. So when the ray, what is the incident ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium, when the angle of incident reaches more than its critical angle, it undergoes or it suffers total internal reflection. So it goes back into the same medium. So it appears as inverted image of the tree is formatted, and the same looks like a pool of water to the observer. This is what is called mirage. So the explanation consists 3 marks and the figure consists 1 mark. So total it is 4 marks. And now the section B. Now let us observe the 7th question. With a neat label diagram, explain the formation of image in a simple microscope. So we have to draw the figure, simple microscope figure. Figure carries 1 mark, and the working of the simple microscope carries 2 marks, and the magnification formula 1 mark. My magnification in 2 cases. Now let us go step by step. The simple microscope. It consists single short focus convex lens. It increases the visual angle to see an object clearly. It is also called a magnifying glass or reading glass. So this is all regarding the simple microscope working. The object is adjusted within the principal focus of the convex lens to form the image at the near point. The image is formed on same side of the object, and it is virtual, erect and magnified as shown in the figure. Now let us observe the figure and observe the characteristics of the images. So this is the neat diagram. You have to write down the labeled ray diagram. This is what is called labeled ray diagram. This eye, this type of figures, eye may not be drawn properly. You need not write this. Anyway, you have to keep the object AB, this is the object, within the principal focus of this convex lens. As a result of that, the image formed the same side of the object A dash B dash at the near point. This is what is called the point where this is also called least distance of distinct vision, that is equal to 25 centimeters. This distance, image distance, is called least distance of distinct vision. It formed at this near point at a distance 25 centimeters. So we have to draw this figure and we have to mention the labels with a neat ray diagram. While drawing the diagram, you have to use the scale and pencil. and you have to draw a neat diagram. It carries 1 mark. And you have to write down the magnifying power of this lens, the definition. The ratio of angle made by image at the eye to the maximum angle made by the object at the eye when placed at least distance of distinct vision, that is 25 centimeters denoted by D. See here, this image is making some angle. This image is making some angle beta, and at the same position object is making angle alpha. So the ratio of these two magnification is equal to tan beta by tan alpha. After simplification, directly you write down the magnification at near point is 1 plus d by f. So we have to write down when final image is formed at least distance of distinct vision. Final image formed at least distance of distinct vision d, then magnifying power is equal to 1 plus d by f, where f is focal length of the lens. If the image is formed at far distance, when this object is kept very close to the principal focus, then you will be getting the image at far point. So under this condition, we can be considered as infinity. So when final image is formed at infinity, then m is equal to d by f. This is the formula for the magnifying power. These two formulas you have to write down. So now let us go to the next question. Explain the formation of rainbow. So in all the cases, you have to write down the figure, ray diagram, for which you will be getting 1 mark. Explanation 3 marks. So rainbow, in this case, we have to write down the refraction, reflection, total internal reflection, and the splitting of white light into 7 colors, and the light deviation of different colors. These are the main concepts that you have to explain in this question. So I will read the answer so that you can have some idea the way in which you have to write down the answer. In order to understand the formation of rainbows, consider figure 1. You observe this figure 1. Sunlight is first refracted as it enters a raindrop, which causes the different wavelengths, colors. So white light consists of 7 colors with different wavelengths, with JR. Of white light to separate longer wavelength of light red are bent the least, while the shorter wavelength violet are bent the most. So the bending of light, the deviation from its straight line, for red is less, for violet is more. So you observe there are 2 colors, red and violet. Red bends less with less deviating angle of deviation, and violet deviates with more angle. So that is the first concept you have to mention. And in the next part is, so the next, these component rays strike the inner surface of the water drop and gets internally reflected. If the angle between the refracted ray and normal to the drop surface is greater than the critical angle 48 degrees in this case. So you consider for water critical angle is 48 degrees. Then what happens? This refracted ray, if you draw a normal here to the surface of the water drop, then the angle of incidence, the refracted angle, which considered as angle of incidence, and this is more than the critical angle, what happens? This undergoes reflection. So in the inside the water drop, the refraction, total internal reflection taken place. So this red ray and violet ray. And after that again there is a refraction taken place. So there is a successive refraction, reflection and refraction. These are the different critical angle, and concept of critical angle is also introduced here. So all these concepts you have to introduce. The reflected light is refracted again as it comes out of the drop, as shown in the figure. This here it is. It is found that the violet light emerges at an angle of 40 degrees. See, violet light emerged with 40 degrees related to the incoming sunlight. And red light emerges at an angle of 42 degrees. For other colors, angles lie in between these two values. So the extreme value is 42 degrees and the less value is 40 degrees. So these two is 2 degrees. So they lie between 42 and 40. So angles lie in between these two values. When light rays undergoes two internal reflections inside raindrop, a secondary rainbow is formed. So secondary rainbow will also form if the two internal reflections taken place inside the raindrop. So this is all you are supposed to write down in this question, which carries 3 marks and figure carries 1 mark. Now let us go to the another question in the 4 marks part, section B. Define critical angle, explain total internal reflection using a need diagram. So for critical angle will be given 2 marks and for total internal reflection awarded 2 marks. So in each case you have to draw the figure. Figure carries 1 mark. The explanation carries 1 mark. So now critical angle. We have to observe the definition. When light ray traveling from denser medium to rarer medium, then an angle of incidence for which angle of refraction in air is 90 degrees is called critical angle. So when the light is incidenting here, moving from denser medium to rarer medium, and at a particular angle, the angle of refraction become 90 degrees in the rarer medium. Then it is called, the angle of incidence is called critical angle. And the formula for critical angle is, critical angle depends on the refractive index of the denser medium. That is why C is equal to sine inverse of 1 by mu. You have to write down the formula. And now let us go to the another part, total internal reflection. This carries 2 marks, definition 1 mark, figure 1 mark. When a light ray travels from denser to rarer medium, here also you have to satisfy the condition. Always light should travel from denser to rarer medium. The angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle, then it reflects into the same medium is called total internal reflection. So in the first case, there is a particular angle which has an angle of refraction 90 degrees, that is the critical case. And if this angle of incidence more than critical angle, I is greater than C, then what happens? Instead of refraction, it reflects into the same medium. This is what is called total internal reflection. Now explanation you have to write down. Explain the figure. Consider an object in the denser medium. A ray OA incident on XY bends away from the normal. As the angle of incidence is increased, the angle of refraction goes on increasing. For certain angle of incidence, the refracted ray parallel to XY surface R is equal to 90 degrees. When the angle of incidence is further increased, the ray is not refracted but is totally reflected back in the denser medium. This phenomena is called total internal reflection. This is all we have to explain. Next, long answer time, section C. So in this particular section C, the long answer questions has 2 parts. First part is theoretical part and the second part is 2 marks question, and that will be normally a problem will be given along with the main part. So in this question, let us observe. Explain the formation of stationary waves in stretched strings and hence deduce the loss of transverse waves in stretched strings. First of all, we have to explain the formation of stationary waves, for which you have to write down the different points, and it carries 1 mark. Consider a string of length L stretched under tension T between two fixed points. So what you are doing is you have to explain each and every term involved in this particular part of the question. If the string is plucked and then released, a transverse harmonic wave propagates along its length and is reflected at the end. The incident and reflected waves will superimpose to produce transverse stationary waves in a string. Nodes N are formed at rigid end and antinodes A are formed in between them. So nodes and antinodes are formed while plucking the string when it is stretched between the two rigid supports. The length of the string considered as L and the tensions applied to the string is T. And we have also considered another concept, that is linear density, total mass by total length. Now number of antinodes is equal to number of nodes minus 1, and velocity of wave, incident or reflected wave, is given by the velocity of transverse wave in a stretched string is V is equal to under root T by M. T is tension, M is linear density, M is equal to mass per unit length of the wire, that is called linear density of the wire. So frequency of vibration, frequency of wave is equal to 1 by V nu by lambda, N is equal to V by lambda, that is equal to 1 by lambda into root T by M. This is another formula. These two formulas you have to apply. For obtaining P loops in the string, it has to be plucked at the distance 1 by L by 2P from one fixed end. So to get one loop, what you have to do? We have to pluck it at the center. This is how we have to plug the wire to get different nodes and antinodes and loops. See the first mode of vibration, fundamental mode of vibration. So in this first mode, when you pluck the center, number of loops equal to 1, plucking at L by 2. L by 2 means half of the length at this midpoint from one fixed end. From one end we have to just pluck it, and if you release, you will be getting one loop. So this is what is called first mode of vibration. So for this length of wire is half of its wavelength, and L is lambda 1 by 2. Lambda 1 is equal to 2L. Lambda 1 is the first wavelength of the first loop. And the fundamental frequency, or this is also called first harmonic, frequency of first harmonic or fundamental frequency. N1 is equal to 1 by lambda 1 whole root T by M, that is equal to 1 by 2L root T by M. So we have derived the equation for the fundamental frequency or first harmonic as N1 is equal to 1 by 2L under root T over M. And next, second mode of vibration or first overtone or second harmonic. These are the different names. The number of loops, P, 2 loops, plucking at L by 4, 1/4 of the length of the wire from one fixed end. So lambda 2 is equal to L in this case. So second harmonic of first overtone, you can after substituting the value of lambda and the value of V, you will be getting N new frequency. N2 is equal to 1 by lambda 2 whole root T by M, that is equal to 1 by L whole root T by T over M, that is equal to 2 times of the fundamental frequency. And the third mode of vibration, similarly, second overtone or third harmonic. This is also called second overtone or third harmonic. Number of loops in this case is 3, plucking at L by 6. So from one end, from one fixed end. So L is equal to 3 lambda 3 by 2. Lambda 3 become 2L by 3. So third harmonic or second overtone frequency N3 is equal to 1 by lambda 3 into under root T by M, that is equal to 3 by 2L root T by M, that is equal to 3N1. So 3 times of fundamental frequency. So at least you have to write down for 3 modes of vibration with neat diagrams. And finally, In general, if the string is plucked at L by 2p length, then it vibrates p segments loops, and we have the pth harmonic is given by frequency of the pth loop is equal to p by 2l. Instead of 1 by 2l, you write down the number of loops p by 2l under root t by m. So this is the general formula. All even and odd harmonics are present. In this case, we will get the harmonics of all harmonics are observed here, integral multiples of fundamental frequency. So the ratio of the harmonics to that of the fundamental frequency is 1:2:3 and so on. So ratio of overtones is 2:3:4 because the first one is considered as the fundamental frequency. So overtone starts from the second mode of vibration. And now the last step in this part is, next one is loss of string. The loss of string in this, there are three laws. First law, if T, tension and linear density are constant, then fundamental frequency is inversely proportional to its length. Therefore, NL is constant, N1, L1 is equal to N2, L2. This is the first law. And law of mass. If tension and length are constant, then fundamental frequency is inversely proportional to square root of its linear density. This is second law. Of course, I wrote here the expression and relation. You have to explain this in terms of verbal explanation is required. And now, in the second law, frequency multiplied by square root of its linear density, n root m, is always constant. Therefore, n1 by n2 is equal to the root over m2 by m1. And law of tension, the third law. If L and M are constant, then N is proportional to root T. So fundamental frequency is directly proportional to the square root of its tension if L and M are constant. So N by root 2 is always constant. Therefore, N by N2 is equal to under root T2 over T1. This is the third law. So this is all regarding the main part. Now let us go to the problem part in this question. A string has a length of 0.4 meters and a mass of 0.16 grams. If the tension in the string is 70 newtons, what are the three lowest frequencies it produces when plucked? So for any problem given, you have to write down the formula which carries 1 mark and the substitution, calculation, the result with the proper units. So in this particular part, you have to find the mu linear density, total mass by total length is given 0.16 into 10 power minus 3 by 0.4, that is equal to 0.4 in 10 power minus 3 kilogram per meter. And the frequency is equal to P by 2L for any number of loops, P loops, under root T by M. For the first lowest frequency, that is fundamental mode, nu1 is equal to 1 by 2L root T by M, that is equal to 1 by 2 into 0.4 whole root 70 by 0.4 in 10 power minus 3. This comes 523 Hz. This is the fundamental mode of vibration, the fundamental frequency. And the next lowest frequency, the first frequency correspond to the second harmonic or first overtone. So nu2 is equal to 2 nu1, 2 into 523. That is equal to 1046 Hz, the second lowest. And the third one is the second overtone or the third harmonic. So nu3 is equal to 3 nu1, 3 times the fundamental frequency 523, that is equal to 1569 Hz. You have to write down Hz here. You need suitable proper unit. So this is all regarding the 10th question. Now let us go to the 11th question. Explain the formation of stationary waves in air column enclosed in an open pipe. Derive the equations for the frequencies of the harmonics produced. So for any part, a figure is required. Figure carries 1 mark. Formation of stationary waves in this particular air column, open pipe, 1 mark. Modes of vibration, 3 modes. Fundamental mode, first overtone and second overtone, 3 marks. Relation between the fundamental frequency and the different overtones are the harmonics, 1 mark. Problem, 2 marks, total 8 marks. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the next one, now let us go to the answer, the way in which you have to write down the answer. A pipe which is opened at both ends is called open pipe. You have to define what is open pipe. When a sound wave is sent through a open pipe which gets reflected by the end, then incident and reflected waves are in same frequency, traveling in opposite directions or superimposed stationary waves are formed. So in this case, stationary waves are formed and harmonics in open pipe, the first harmonic. To form the stationary wave in open pipe, which has 2 antinodes at 2 ends of the pipe with a node between them, the vibrating length L is equal to half of the wavelength lambda by 2. Now let us observe the figure, we can have clear idea. So this is the first mode of vibration. We have at 2 open ends, we have antinodes, and at the midpoint we have node. So this has 2 antinodes and 1 node, and the wavelength corresponds to this is lambda by 2. So the length of the air column is lambda by 2 in this first mode of vibration. In the second mode of vibration, you just observe here, it is 2 lambda by 2 and here it is 3 lambda by 2. So this is how you can observe in 3 different modes of vibrations. You have to keep the length always constant for the air column. For the same given length of the air column, the frequency is changing. It is producing the different sounds with different notes, different frequencies. This is what is called harmonics. So first mode of vibration. The first mode of vibration in the organ pipe. 2 antinodes are formed at 2 open ends and 1 node is formed in between them. If length of the pipe be L and be the wavelength of wave emitted in this mode of vibration, then L1 is equal to 2 lambda naught by 4, lambda naught is equal to 2L. If V be the velocity of sound and to be the frequency of wave in this mode of vibration, then fundamental frequency is equal to velocity by wavelength, that is equal to V by 2L. So fundamental frequency is V by 2L. This is the first mode of vibration and this is also called first harmonic. Now second mode of vibration in the open pipe. In the second mode of vibration in the open organ pipe, 3 antinodes are formed at 2 ends and 2 nodes between them. If L be the length of the pipe and lambda 1 be the wavelength of wave emitted in this mode of vibration, then length of the air column is equal to lambda 1 is equal to L. Here it is there, not there, this is 3 antinodes. And now if V be the velocity of sound and to be the frequency of wave in this mode of vibration, then frequency is equal to V by L. The formula is frequency is equal to V by L. So the frequency corresponding to first overtone is 2 F0. So F0 is the frequency of the fundamental mode. So the first overtone frequency is equal to 2 times to that of the fundamental frequency. This is what is called first overtone or second harmonic. In the third mode of vibration, in this vibration in the open organ pipe, 4 antinodes are formed and 3 nodes between them. If L be the length of the pipe and lambda 2 be the wavelength of the wave emitted in this mode of vibration, then length is equal to 3 lambda by 2, lambda 2 by 2 and lambda 2 is equal to 2L by 3. If mu be the velocity of sound and f2 be the frequency of wavelength on this mode of vibration, then frequency f2 is equal to 2v by 3 lambda 2. So f2 is equal to 3f0. So again, in the second overtone or third harmonic, this is called second overtone or third harmonic, is equal to, in this particular mode of vibration, frequency is equal to 3 times to that of the fundamental mode of vibration. So these are the three cases you are supposed to write with neat diagrams. So finally you have to observe the relation. In this way, for fourth, fifth modes of vibration of the frequency, f3 is equal to 4f0, f4 is equal to 5f0 are the frequencies of fourth, fifth harmonics. In this case, hence, in open organ pipe, odd and even both harmonics are present. This is the relation. So you will be getting the ratio of the frequencies, fundamental frequency to other next harmonics is equal to 1:2:3:4. So you will be getting all in open pipe, all odd and even harmonics are available. And now let us go to the next part, problem part. A closed organ pipe 70 centimeters long is sounded. If the velocity of sound is 331 meters per second, what is the fundamental frequency of vibration of the air column? This is the problem. In any problem, what you have to do, we have to write down the formula required, for which awarded 1 mark, and result with suitable unit 1 mark. So you have to write down the formula for the fundamental frequency of closed organ pipe, V by 4L. So nu is equal to 331 by 4 into 70 into 10 power minus 2. Here 70 centimeters is given. So we have to convert it into meters. See, there are velocity of sound is given in SI system, and the length of the organ pipe is given in CGS system. So we have to observe the units of the physical quantities. We have to convert all the units are to be in the same system of unit. So better you convert the units into SI system. So nu is equal to 331 by 4 into 70, 10 power minus 2. So finally the frequency is equal to 118.2 Hz. So this is the way in which you have to write down the answers, keeping in view the scheme of valuation. So thank you all.
Welcome to the class, students. Now I am explaining your question paper. See here, first one. Find the multiplicative inverse of the complex number 7 plus 24. Okay. So మన కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్ ఎలా ఉంది, a plus ib ఫామ్లో ఉందండి. సో the a plus ib, the multiplicative inverse of the complex number a plus ib is a minus ib by a square plus b square. This you have to remember. Okay, so we can call this as a formula. And a plus ib multiplicative inverse means a minus ib by a square plus b square. Okay, when the complex number is represented in the form of an ordered pair AB, if it is a given complex number AB, so then the multiplicative inverse is a by a square plus b square minus b by a square plus b square. Okay, so ఈ సెంటెన్స్ ఇది రాస్తే మీకు 1 మార్క్ వస్తుందండి. కమ్ టు ది నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు దీనికి మల్టిప్లికేటివ్ ఇన్వర్స్ ఇది అని చెప్పి రాసాం కాబట్టి మన కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్ 7 plus 24 so therefore the multiplicative inverse of 7 plus 24 is 7 minus 24 by 7 square plus 24 square. Okay, a minus ib by a square plus b square. Okay, so this is for this 1 mark. And దీనికి ఇంకో 1 mark. So 2 marks will be allotted like this. Okay, come to the second one. Show that Z1, Z2 రెండు కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్స్ మనకి ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చారు ఆర్ కాంజుగేట్ ఇచ్చారు. సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు షో దట్ దీస్ టూ Z1 అండ్ Z2 ఆర్ కాంజుగేట్ ఇచ్చారు. సో ఈ Z1 ఏమో x ప్లస్ I బై ఫామ్లోనే ఉందండి. Z2 తీసుకున్నట్టయితే Z2 చూడండి. సో దీన్ని తీసుకుని మేము దీన్ని సింప్లిఫై చేస్తున్నాం. సో a మైనస్ b హోల్ స్క్వేర్ ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేయండి. a స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ b స్క్వేర్. b స్క్వేర్ అంటే 2i హోల్ స్క్వేర్. 2 square 4, I square is minus 1, that's why it is minus 4, and this is a minus 2a, minus 2 into a into b minus 4i. Okay, that's all. Now ikkada minus 2 plus I alage undi, this is minus 3 minus 4i. Take minus as common and then cancel out. So meeku inta daaka teeskoste in general ga meeku 1 mark ostadandi. So next ఈ 3 plus 4i దీని కాంజుగేట్ తోటి న్యూమరేటర్ ని డినామినేటర్ ని మల్టిప్లై చేసి మనం సింప్లిఫై చేస్తాం. ఎందుకు చేస్తున్నామంటే దీన్ని a ప్లస్ ఐబి ఫామ్ లోకి తీసుకురావడం కోసం చేస్తున్నాము. ఇక్కడ చూడండి a ప్లస్ ఐబి ఇంటూ a మైనస్ ఐబి ఇస్ a స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ b స్క్వేర్ అండ్ ఇక్కడ సింప్లిఫై చేసి మల్టిప్లై చేసినప్పుడు 2 మైనస్ 6 మైనస్ 4 that is 2 minus 11 by 25. So we express the Z2 in the form of a plus ib, that is 2 minus 11i by 25. Okay, what is our Z1? Z1 is 2 plus 11i by 25. Z2 is 2 minus 11i by 25. So both each conjugate complex number is conjugate to each other. Both are conjugate to each other. So మీకు ఇక్కడ వరకు ఇంత Z2ని ఈ ఫామ్లోకి తీసుకొస్తే 1 మార్క్ వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇంత దాకా వస్తే ఇంకో 1 మార్క్ నుంచి. సో కమ్ టు థర్డ్ క్వశ్చన్. రైట్ Z is equal to minus root 7 plus I21 in the polar form. ఓకేనా? సో మాడ్యులస్ ఆఫ్ Z పోలార్ ఫామ్ అన్న మాడ్యులస్ ఆంప్లిట్యూడ్ ఫామ్ అన్న ఒకటే అండి. సో modulus of Z, first we find the modulus of Z. Modulus of Z is R is equal to root of x square plus y square. X square, x అంటే ఇక్కడ minus root 7 whole square plus root 21 whole square. Okay na? So root of x square plus y square, root 28, that is 2 root 27. Okay, that is modulus. మీకు modulus ఈ విధంగా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తే 1 మార్క్ వస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్ we find the amplitude. To find the amplitude, consider the equations. So in cos theta ఎప్పుడు కూడా amplitude ఎలా చెప్తామంటే, so the real number, the value of theta satisfying these equations, cos theta is equal to x by r, sin theta is equal to y by r, and which lies in this interval minus pi pi is called the principal amplitude of the complex number. So generally ఈ polar form లో రాసేటప్పుడు మనం theta ని principal amplitude గా పెడతాం. Okay, so we have to search for the value of theta satisfying these equations. Cos theta is equal to x by r, y by r ఇలా రాస్తాం. So we have to search for the value of theta satisfying these equations which lies in this interval. So this is very simple. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, cos theta sin theta, లేదంటే ఇక్కడ కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్ వాట్ ఈస్ దీని పాయింట్ ఫామ్ లో రాస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, minus root 7 root 20 minus root 7 root 21. So this is the point. So where it lies? It lies in the second quadrant. Okay, అలా అని చూసుకోవచ్చు. లేదంటే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, theta cos negative, cos theta negative, sin theta is positive. Where it lies? Where theta lies? In the second quadrant. Second quadrant లోనే మనకు sin positive, cos negative వస్తుంది. సో ఇలాంటి సందర్భంలో theta we have to write pi minus pi by 3. సో ఇక్కడ మైనస్ తీసేసినప్పుడు మైనస్ మనం క్లోజ్ చేయండి. వాట్ ఈస్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ theta? pi by 3. సో బికాస్ our theta lies in the second quadrant కాబట్టి pi minus pi by 3. Okay, so this is 2 pi by 3. So this is our amplitude, and hence Z is equal to, what is the modulus amplitude from r cis theta, r into 2 root 7 cis theta, cis 2 pi by 3, or you can write 2 root 7 cis theta and that will be cos theta cos 2 pi by 3 plus I sin 2 pi by 3. అలానే రాసుకోవచ్చు. Okay, so this one. And now come to the next question, fourth one. If Z1 is equal to -1 and Z2 is equal to y, then find argument of Z1 by Z2. Okay, so first of all you have to find Z1 by Z2. So Z1 by Z2 is -1 by I, and this I means 0 plus 1i. So conjugate of this I is minus I. You have to multiply with minus I, both the numerator and denominator. Now this will become like this, I by minus I square. This minus I square is 1, you know. So I means 0. I ila rasanu 0 plus 1i ga rasanu. Okay. So for this step you got 1 mark, and 0 plus 1i means what is the point? 0, 1. 0, 1 it lies on the imaginary axis here. So what is the argument? So angle made by this line O 0, 1 OP line దీనికి చేసేటువంటి angle pi by 2. లేదంటే argument of Z1 by Z2 is argument of 0 plus 1i. So 0 plus 1i. So cos theta is equal tan inverse y by x ఇలా వేసుకున్నా tan inverse infinity, that is pi by 2 వస్తుంది. లేదా cos theta is equal to x by r and sin theta is equal to y by r. So then also we got theta is equal to pi by 2. Okay. So argument of I is pi by 2. Okay. For this you got another 1 mark. So come to the next question, fifth one. Prove that this one. See here. So I take this LHS 1 by 2 plus omega plus 1 by 1 plus 2 omega. So ఇక్కడ 1 ని ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి మనం 2 ని ఏం రాసాము 1 plus 1 గా రాసాము. అలాగే 2 omega means 1 omega plus omega we write. Okay, 1 by 1, this 1 plus omega is minus omega square. Okay, here see, when 1 omega square are the two roots of unity, we have two results. Remember these results, 1 plus omega square is 0. So what is 1 plus omega? Minus omega square. Okay, that is 1 plus omega is minus omega square. Here also 1 plus omega is minus omega square. Now it is very simple. So take this is a square minus b square form lo undandi. Ikkada 1 plus omega into 1 minus omega ga rasanu, and take omega as common. Now we got it like this. Okay, now దీన్ని LCM గా తీసుకొని పైన ఇలా చేసినప్పుడు again you write this 1 plus omega as minus omega square. See here 1 plus omega is minus omega square. Take omega as common, and now you got RHS. Okay. Now we come to the next question, that is sixth one. See the problem. If x plus iy is equal to this one, then show that 4x square minus 1 is equal to 0. So first I take x plus iy is equal to 1 by this 1 plus cos theta plus I sin theta, and దీని కాంజుగేట్ ఇది x plus iy ఫామ్ లో ఉందండి. దీని కాంజుగేట్ దట్ ఈస్ x minus iy 1 plus cos theta minus I sin theta. దీంతో both న్యూమరేటర్ అండ్ డినామినేటర్ ని మనం ఇక్కడ మల్టిప్లై చేస్తున్నాం. సో దట్ మనకి x plus iy ఫామ్ లోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో న్యూమరేటర్ లో ఇదే ఉంది, and now this is x plus y into x minus 1, that is x square minus y square ఫార్ములా అప్లై చేశాను. And now here I square is minus 1, minus into minus ఇక్కడ ప్లస్ అయిపోతుందండి, ప్లస్ ఇక్కడ sin square theta. So this is a plus b whole square ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేశాను. Now here ఈ న్యూమరేటర్ అలాగే ఉంటుంది, cos square plus sin square theta, cos square theta plus sin square theta 1 అవుతుంది. 1 plus 1 2 plus 2 cos theta, that's all. And now ఇక్కడ separate చేయండి రియల్ పార్ట్ ని ఇమాజినరీ పార్ట్ ని. 1 plus cos theta by 2 plus 2 cos theta, take 2 as common, and this term will be cancelled out. Here also minus I sin theta by 2 plus 2 cos theta. So next ఇక్కడ LHS లో మనకి x plus iy ఉందండి. Okay, now this is two complex numbers are equal if and only if their real and imaginary parts are equal. So x is equal to 1 by 2, cancel అయిపోయింది term 1 by 2, and y is equal to minus sin theta by 2 into 1 plus cos theta. So here we have to show that 4x square minus 1 equal to 0. So that's why leave this y this one, so we keep this aside. X square is equal to 1 by 4, taking square on both sides, 4x square, we got this one. Okay, so దీనికి మీరు ఇక్కడ ఈ స్టెప్ రాస్తే యాక్చువల్గా 1 మార్క్ వస్తుంది, అండ్ ఇది another 1 mark. Here if you find x is equal to half, you got another 1 mark. So finally you have, if you write this step 4x square minus 1 equal to 0, this is 1 mark. So 4 marks are divided like this. Sometimes it may vary sometimes. Okay, I come to the next question. 7th one, if z is equal to x plus iy and the point b represents z in the organ plane, then find the locus of z satisfying the equation. Okay, this one. So z is equal to x plus iy. Okay, given condition is, given condition is that z and x plus iy ga రాసాను -2 -3i. ఓకే, సో దీనికి మోడల్స్ దీన్ని ఈ రెండు కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్స్ ఎలా యాడ్ చేస్తాము, యాడ్ ఆర్ సబ్ట్రాక్టెడ్ రియల్ పార్ట్స్ అండ్ ఇమాజినరీ పార్ట్స్. చూడండి, x -2 ఇక్కడ i కామన్ రాసేస్తే y -3. ఓకే, సో దీనికి మోడల్స్ ఈ లోపల కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్ x ప్లస్ iy ఫామ్ లో ఉందండి, దానికి మోడల్స్ తీసుకుంటే రూట్ ఆఫ్ x స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ y స్క్వేర్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 5. స్క్వేరింగ్ ఆన్ బోత్ సైడ్స్ యు గాట్ లైక్ దిస్, అండ్ దెన్ దీన్ని సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే ఈ ఫార్మాట్ లోకి వస్తుంది. అండ్ దీన్ని చూడగానే యూ కెన్ ఈజీలీ ఐడెంటిఫై దట్ దిస్ is the locus of z and it represents the circle whose center is 2 3. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, center ఏంటి 2 3. ఓకే, రేడియస్ 5. ఓకే, ఇంత దాకా రాస్తే మీకు 4 మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి. సి హియర్ మార్క్స్ ఎలా రాస్తాను. సో ఇక్కడ ఈ కండిషన్లో ఎక్స్ జెడ్ అంటే ఎక్స్ ప్లస్ ఐవై సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తే మీకు ఇక్కడ 1 మార్క్ వస్తుంది. అండ్ దెన్ ఈ స్టెప్ ఓకే, another 1 mark you got, and for this remaining part you may get another 2 marks. Okay, this is about question number 7. Come to the question number 8. So this question is for 7 marks. Okay, given that, see question, keep the question paper with you, and see here, given that cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma is equal to sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma equal to 0. That you have to give. This is the hypothesis. So solution lo, so first ila assume chestam, this is the solved problem in your textbook. Once again you can check, x is equal to cos alpha plus I sin alpha, alage y alage z assume chestundi. So ippudu 1 by x రాయాలంటే 1 by x is equal to 1 by cos alpha plus I sin alpha, that is cos alpha minus I sin alpha. This you learn in the DMOS theorem. అంటే కింద 6 alpha పైకి వెళ్తే ఏమవుతుంది, 6 minus alpha అవుతుంది. ఓకే, అలాగే రాసామని కూడా ఇక్కడ చూడండి. సో I'm adding all the three numbers x plus y plus z is equal to like this. అండ్ ఇక్కడ రియల్ పార్ట్ కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్స్ యాడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు రియల్ పార్ట్స్ అన్ని యాడ్ అవుతాయి, అలాగే ఇమాజినరీ పార్ట్స్. సో కాబట్టి cos alpha plus cos beta plus cos gamma plus I into sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma. Okay, this is 0 plus I 0. Okay, we got a 0. So that is x plus y plus z equal to 0, and then square ఎందుకు స్క్వేర్ చేస్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ అంటే, సో మనకి రిక్వైర్డ్ ఏమడిగారు, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma. So that's why I take a square, I consider square here. So therefore దీనికి ఫార్ములా ఇలా రాసానండి, and then send these 3 terms to the RHS, so that we got -2xy minus 2yz minus 2zx. Take 2 as common, and ఇక్కడ xyz తోటి న్యూమరేటర్ ని డినామినేటర్ ఇక్కడ న్యూమరేటర్ లో మల్టిప్లై చేస్తాను, అలాగే ఇక్కడ డివైడ్ చేశాను. ఓకే, చేసిన తర్వాత సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి, దీన్ని బై చేస్తే xy by xyz, we got 1/z. సిమిలర్లీ ఇక్కడ 1/x, ఇక్కడ 1/y. సో మూడు కూడా ఇలా వస్తుంది. ఇక్కడ చూసాం కదా 1/x ప్లస్ 1/y ప్లస్ 1/z, ఈ మూడు కూడా మీకు యాడ్ చేస్తే cos alpha ప్లస్ cos beta ప్లస్ cos gamma యాడ్ చేస్తే ఇక మైనస్ నెక్స్ట్ ఏంటి, మైనస్ i కామన్ ఇస్తాం, మైనస్ i into sin alpha plus sin beta plus sin gamma. Add these 3, 1/x plus 1/y plus 1/z. So that here you got, this is again 0, minus I 0, we got 0. Okay, so that is see here. And now the problem number 8 is here x square square plus y square plus z square is equal to 0. This we got. Now x is equal to cos alpha plus I sin alpha, alage y cos beta plus I sin beta, z cos gamma plus I sin gamma. So substitute x, y, z like this, then you got like this. Here we apply de Moivre's theorem. Cos theta plus I sin theta whole square. Okay, whole power n is equal to cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Here square ఉంది కాబట్టి cos alpha plus I sin alpha whole square. Cos 2 alpha plus I sin 2 alpha. అలాగే cos 2 beta plus I sin 2 beta plus cos 2 gamma plus I sin 2 is equal to 0. So this is one complex number. This is another. This is another. Okay, add three complex numbers. That is add all real parts. Cos 2 alpha plus cos 2 beta plus cos 2 gamma plus I into sin 2 alpha. Like this, add this sum. So this implies this equal to 0 means 0 plus I 0 we can consider like this. So again here cos 2 alpha. This equal to 0 and similarly sin 2 alpha plus sin 2 beta plus sin 2 gamma is equal to 0. Okay, from 1 అంటే దీన్ని తీసుకొని ఇక్కడ cos 2 alpha 2 cos square alpha మైనస్ అలాగే ఇలా రాస్తామండి. ఇక్కడ దీన్ని సింప్లిఫై చేస్తే ఈ -1 minus 3 sent to the RHS, that is 3. Okay, that is 3. So therefore we got this one. Similarly from this write cos square alpha means 1 minus sin square alpha అలాగే ఇలా రాస్తాము. Send all these 3 terms to the RHS. So that 1 plus 1 plus 1 3 minus 3 by 2 is equal to this one. Okay, we got this. So మీకు మార్క్స్ ఎలా అంటే ఇక్కడ దాకా వస్తే మీకు 4 మార్క్స్ 4. సో ఇది ఇంతవరకు మీరు తీసుకొస్తే 1 మార్క్, అనదర్ 1 మార్క్. ఓకే, 5 మార్క్స్. ఫర్ దిస్ 6 another 1 mark. ఇక్కడ 7 last. So that is 1 mark. So ఈ విధంగా మార్క్స్ అలాట్ చేయడం. ఓకేనా? So after this I come to the last problem, that is the 9th one. So what is the 9th one? And that is 1 plus cos pi by 8 plus I sin pi by 8 by 1 plus cos pi by 8 minus I sin pi by 8. Okay? So this show that the problem is to show that one value of this one whole power 8 by 3. So this is not cos. So 9th one, see here. Show that one value of 1 plus sin pi by 8 plus I cos pi by 8 by 1 plus sin pi by 8 minus sin cos pi by 8 whole power 8 by 3 is minus 1. This is our problem. So first when we come to this solution, consider this one 1 plus sin pi by 8 plus I. This is important for 7 marks. Okay. I write like this. So this is, see here what I am doing here. మనకి ఎప్పుడు కూడా cos theta plus I sin theta format lo untundi. We write that as a cis theta and cis theta power n is cis n theta. We can apply de Moivre's theorem. So that's why ఇక్కడ ఎలా ఉందంటే sin plus sin cos ఉంది. So for that purpose I convert this into cosine function. So cos sin theta is cos pi by 2 minus theta plus I into ఇక్కడ కూడా cos ని sin గా రాస్తాం. sin pi by 2 minus pi by 8 by the denominator also. Okay, see here is minus, so cos theta is sin pi by 2 minus pi. Okay, now simplify this. So this is 1 plus cos pi by 2 minus pi by 8. 8. Okay, 4 minus pi. 4 pi minus 3 pi by 8 plus I sin 3 pi by 8. By denominator, this is 1 plus cos 3 pi by 8 minus I sin 3 pi by 8. Okay, say that. So then, okay, now I am removing this. Okay, see here, and now I apply here 1 plus cos theta. So remember the formula, all of you. 1 plus cos theta is equal to 2 cos square theta by 2. So I am applying this formula here, that is 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta until 3 pi by 8 by 2. 3 pi by 8 by 2, that is 3 pi by 16. Alage plus I sin theta. So remember the formulas, trigonometric form. Sin theta is 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. Okay, na? So that's why sin 3 pi by 8 is a 2 sin 3 pi by 16 cos 3 pi by 16. Similarly, in the denominator also. Okay, 1 plus cos theta is, remember this formula, don't forget. So here minus, here is minus I 2 sin 3 pi by 16 cos 3 pi by 16. This is equal to, take the common factor. Okay, here in the denominator also 2 cos 3 pi by 16 take out. So cos 3 pi by 16 minus I sin 3 pi by 16. Okay, so this term will get cancelled. Now here, second student, picture. This is cos theta plus I sin theta. What will happen? Cis theta. Cis 3 pi by 16. So ఇది cis ఏమో cis ఇది పైకి వెళ్తే ఏమవుతుంది? ఇది cis మైనస్ theta. This will be లేదంటే ఇలా రాయొచ్చు cis మైనస్ theta. ఇక్కడ మైనస్ వచ్చినప్పుడు cis మైనస్ theta గా రాయొచ్చు. ఓకే, ఇలా సిస్ ఫార్ములా రాయకపోయినా కూడా ఇది పైకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అంటే వాట్ ఐఎమ్ సేయింగ్ ఇస్, సీ హియర్, దిస్ ఇస్ 1 by cos theta minus I sin theta is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. Remember this. Okay, లేదా ఇది ఇక్కడ అంటే మనకి సిస్ అనేది డినామినేటర్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు పైకి వెళ్తే ప్లస్ ఉంటే మైనస్ అవుతుంది. ఇక్కడ చూడండి మైనస్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ప్లస్ అయింది. ఒకవేళ ఇక్కడ ప్లస్ ఉంది, సో దిస్ విల్ బికమ్ మైనస్. ఓకే, ఇదేమవుతుంది cos 3 pi by 16 plus I sin 3 pi by 16. ఇది పైకి వెళ్తే మళ్ళీ ప్లస్ అవుతుంది, ఇది ఇంటూ ఇది. ఓకే, whole square. So this apply the Newton's theorem. Cos 3 pi by 8 plus I sin 3 pi by 8. So okay, దీన్ని ఏం రాయొచ్చు సింపుల్గా cis 3 pi by 8. Okay, so what is our what we need? We need మార్క్స్ అలాట్మెంట్ హియర్. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మీరు ఇది తీసుకొని దీన్ని ఈ ఫార్మాట్లో ఈ విధంగా π/2 అంటే sin π/8ని cos ఇలా రాస్తే ఈ స్టెప్కి ఒక మార్క్ వస్తుందండి. సిమిలర్లీ మీరు ఈ ఫార్ములా అప్లై చేసిన తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ, సో దీనికి అగైన్ 1 మార్క్ 2 మార్క్స్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడికి ఈ స్టెప్ మీరు కామన్ తీసి క్యాన్సిల్ అవుట్ చేస్తే ఇక్కడికి అనదర్ 2 మార్క్స్ గెట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ 4 మార్క్స్. 4 మార్క్స్ ఇక్కడ ఈ ఫార్మాట్లో తీసుకొస్తే 5 మార్క్స్, ఇక్కడికి 1 మార్క్. సో ఓకే, 5 మార్క్స్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్. So if we consider whole power 8/3, whole power 8/3. So here we have 8/3, power 8/3. This is equal to 6 3π/8, 6 3π/8. So what we get? 6 3π/8. Okay, power 8/3. Okay, no? So this is equal to 6 theta power n. What do you guys theorem says? 6 theta power n is equal to 6 n theta. Okay, 6 n is 8/3 into 3π/8. Okay, so cancel. What we get? 6 pi. 6 pi means cos pi plus I sin pi. Okay, cos pi is -1. This is okay. So this is ultimately for this steps we got another 2 marks. So 7 marks. Totally we got 7 marks. So this is the problem. Okay.